Thanks for tuning into this edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwannard. This week, we're traveling the state looking for people and stories that inspire. Let's begin with a country music star's generosity, making an impact miles from his latest tour stops. A food pantry in Browning says the donations will help them purchase critical equipment and plan for the future.
Fast Blackfeet in Browning continues their efforts around food sovereignty, education, and health. With recent donations from country music star Tyler Childers, that goal is that much closer to reality.
We got connected with Tyler in a very unexpected way.
During his 2024 and 2025 tour stops in Whitefish, the Appalachian singer-songwriter donated to a total of 18 organizations on the Blackfeet Reservation, including Fast Blackfeet.
Last year we received $140,000, and this year we received $120,000. So altogether, a little over $250,000.
The Native-led nonprofit focuses on food security, food sovereignty, and health within the Blackfeet Nation.
We provide a lot of services to the community for a very small team.
From nutritional programs and traditional cooking classes to running a community food pantry that provides for around 300 families a week.
I feel like when I see our services being used by our community and people being happy about our services, and that's the whole reason we do it.
Childers has increasingly used his platform to uplift Indigenous voices and causes.
He let us know that he purchased some acres back home, and that what he's planning to do with it is to be able to grow food and distribute that food into those programs that are like ours, but back home for him.
His goal is to learn from Indigenous food systems in that area to distribute into food programs just like on the Blackfeet Reservation.
We at Blackfeet are super lucky and fortunate to live where we live. Strategically, we have the food system all the way from the top of the mountains to the miles of plains, which is absolute gold. So it's really cool to then be a resource of him wanting to learn more from us about sustainable agriculture in that area.
Along with Fast Blackfeet, Childers' generosity reached across the reservation, donating to everything from youth athletics to mental health services.
I think that was a very special piece that he did to connect with the community, right? Like that type of funding is really the funding that allows us who are the fundraisers to continue to do the work, right? But it's also motivating.
In Browning, Pita Sapuaki, Brianna Juneau, MTN News.
Too many kids in Montana are going hungry, but one local nonprofit is fighting to change that. Cole's Pantry, which provides weekend food to students in need, just received a major boost from more than 600 nominations. And they say that money will help the organization feed more kids across the state.
They have no idea why they're coming.
A calm morning quickly turned into shocking surprise for Lindsay Furster and Carol Brumfield.
I was like, are you kidding? Yes. Very surprised, very tickled. Are you kidding?
That was Lindsay and Carol's reaction after receiving a $25,000 check from First Interstate Bank.
This is the culmination of the 2025 Believe in Local program.
Amberly Payhut, the executive director of the First Interstate Bank Foundation, thrilled for Lindsay and Carol's nonprofit, Cole's Pantry.
It's really been an important value to us as a company all these years to show up alongside community partners to make Billings and our other communities where First Interstate Bank is be the healthiest and happiest they can be.
And First Interstate believing in what they will do.
Everything about this organization embodies what we believe in, and that includes showing up to support our friends and neighbors, and then also active volunteerism.
Cole's Pantry began in 2010 after Cole Pelican passed away and his desire for helping those in need. By the end of 2024, the program fed over 3,000 students in 45 rural communities.
Hunger remains one of the most important issues that all of our communities face.
And for Carol, it's more than feeding the kids.
For me, it's personal. It's family and it's personal, and it's just what you do to honor somebody that you lost.
While there's not a physical pantry, Cole's Pantry makes it possible for those kids to get fed.
We cut them a check to buy their own pantry needs, whether that is food or hygienic products.
They also get students involved.
The kids at the schools are involved in helping feeding their classmates.
That's part of the reason First Interstate Bank chose this nonprofit.
It's truly believing in our local nonprofit organizations.
And Cole's Pantry now in a position to help more kids.
Thank you, First Interstate Bank.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
For your gracious gift.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
As young people here in our communities are going hungry, Tumbleweed, a nonprofit who helps kids and young adults, is running low on food. More than 400 of the 880 people they see every year are coming to Tumbleweed for food.
Lasting changes for youth.
Something very much beyond words and gratitude that I'll ever be able to express to Georgia.
Tumbleweed is a Billings organization that provides resources to at-risk, homeless, trafficked, or runaway youth and young adults. One of those resources, a free food pantry.
You know, our mission is to provide safety, assistance, and hope to our community's vulnerable and homeless youth. And feeding people, I don't think anybody in our country should be hungry.
Because of the food pantry at Tumbleweed, 21-year-old Hayden Reyes has food to eat.
I try and come and look at it at least once a week, see what's kind of here, see how stocked it is.
Youth and young adults can come and get food on a weekly basis. We don't want anybody to go hungry.
Hayden visits the food pantry about once a week to support his significant other and her family back home.
So it's really, really helpful because I'm not having to get into, per se, the other food that's provided in the household. I'm able to come and help also provide it to the household as well.
If Hayden would have gone to his local grocery store and got the same amount of items, it could have cost him $30, a large chunk of change.
It really helps out us a lot because, you know, we do rely on your guys' donations, and it really does significantly help me out, and I know it has helped out other youth here.
While the shelves may look full now, staff say in just a few days, these shelves could easily be empty.
You know, really, we're in dire need of anything that you can think of that can go in a food box that's easy to fix. It's either microwavable or you can eat cold.
Think about donating pastas, food in jars, condiments, and of course canned goods. But grab the ones that can be opened without a can opener.
Usually a lot of like protein, carbs, grain is always really, really good because it's very filling.
So if you're picking up something for your family, throw in another one for your Tumbleweed family.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Owning a small business can be difficult. So when a national company asks to profile your restaurant, naturally you would agree, right? A Great Falls restaurant known for its family vibes will be featured in America's Best Restaurants.
A family affair restaurant, a very popular place here in Great Falls. And in mid-August, America's Best Restaurants will recognize them nationally. They're going to do a segment on them for their excellence.
It's pretty neat, you know, it's validation that we're doing what we do.
Co-owner Jonathan Scott says America's Best Restaurants made contact with them.
Months ago, they gave us a call and we went back and forth a few times, and you know, we decided to go ahead with having them come visit.
Film production will take place at the restaurant.
They'll do some video out here just of the shop, and then I'll have 3 different dishes, and they'll do a little tasting and, you know, maybe some interview about the food and how we're making it.
After many years away, returning to Montana is a homecoming.
My wife and I decided to move back to town. She grew up here, and we came back to be around her folks, be a little closer to them and to family, and we had this great opportunity and we jumped on it.
Personal relationships with customers is key.
We know when they're having surgery, and we know how the grandkids are, and it's important. It's busy in here, as you can see, but we take the time to get to know people.
Food is made from scratch with much care, along with a joyful attitude.
We try to make sure things are made homemade and with love, and service with a smile.
Teamwork drives the restaurant to success.
The fact that John and I are here working side by side with our employees, they kind of know our expectations, and some would say mine are really high. And so I think, you know, that just helps, and everybody buys in.
As for what Family Affair restaurant will show for a dish to America's Best Restaurant, that's still up in the air.
It's a game time decision.
In Great Falls, Justin Robichaux, MTN News.
A surprise visit by pop star Justin Bieber turned an ordinary day at a Great Falls diner into a memorable one, and one fan made sure that moment wouldn't be forgotten.
Celebrities do not often come through Great Falls, but when they do, you want them to stay. Justin Bieber recently came through and made one less lonely girl in Great Falls before saying sorry and having to leave the Roadhouse Diner. Will he be back? We don't know, but never say never.
In they walked. One of our servers goes, "I think that's Justin Bieber." And we all look and we're like, that's Justin Bieber. But you're like, you live in Great Falls. Justin Bieber is not at Roadhouse Diner right now.
But he really was, as proven later by the photos posted on the Roadhouse Diner Facebook page with a smiling staff and a very happy Bieber.
Everybody let them be. They enjoyed a meal. A couple people try to take pictures, as you noticed, but I think that's why they come here. They love that Montana lets them be. They enjoy their meal. He was so sweet. I think we just need to get that out. He was the nicest guy.
A nice guy with an appetite as he got Roadhouse Diner's signature PBJ burger, but soon after he left, the pandemonium ensued.
Once we posted that picture, insanity. Girls left and right screaming in their Bieber shirts, "Is he still here?" He wasn't here, of course. The girl, Tammy, walks in wearing her, I think it said Bieber Forever shirt, Justin Forever, and she sat in the chair and she's like, "Please, can I buy this chair?"
I went in, I tried to take it at first, and they're like, "Put it back." I'm like, "Please, no, I'm willing to pay. Where's the manager? Where's the owner? Please, like, I'll pay." And then they called me back and they're like, "How much are you willing to pay?" I was like, "I'd pay like $300 for that." And she's like, "All right, come get it." I'm like, "Okay."
Tammy's been a longtime Justin Bieber fan since she was 6. Now that she has the chair,
I'm gonna put it in a shadow box, hopefully get it signed one day, hang it up in my room.
with more photos surfacing, it looks like Justin is having a great time in Big Sky Country, but he isn't the only celeb the Roadhouse Diner has seen.
I would say we've definitely had a few. I think the most notable beyond Justin Bieber is Reggie Watts, but we just don't get that many names in Great Falls, period. You know, they go to Bozeman, they go to Kalispell, so that is by far the biggest name we've ever gotten and might ever get.
In Great Falls, I'm Quentin Shores, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, bringing new and expecting moms together for support and resources. That story when we come back.
More stories from the heart of the Treasure State are on the way when Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. With the school year approaching, folks are getting in the last of their summer fun. And what better way than summer camp with some of our own servicemen and women.
Summer camp is a favorite tradition for many kids, and these kids here behind me at Camp Ranameaka have a different experience from others.
Are you motivated?
Motivated, downright motivated! For over 20 years. You check us out, you check us out, you check us out, huh? Kids have been coming to Camp Ranameaka.
It's a lot of fun.
All of the kids have one thing in common.
I just think that it's really cool that all of us have been through the same thing, like deployments and being for long trainings.
9-year-old Harper Johnson is one attendee of the camp, and her dad is a soldier in the Montana National Guard. She is one of 140 campers who all have parents or guardians that serve in the military.
We are talking about how sad it is when our dads have to go on deployments, and some kids actually have their dads on deployments right now.
The camp is sponsored by the Montana National Guard and organized by the Montana Guard Kids organization, and it is completely free for participants, with all of the staff being volunteers.
Someone who's not a military child doesn't know what it's like for their parent to go overseas and not know if they're going to come back.
Scotland Brown has been going to the camp for 10 years. He's now transitioned from camper to junior counselor.
When my dad retired, they gave him like a certificate that said all the amount of time that he's been away from his family, and it was like 2 whole years.
The campers are typically all children of guardsmen, but occasionally kids from other branches of the military can get in if there is room. Children who have immediate family members that have given the ultimate sacrifice while serving get top priority for getting into camp. Then kids who have immediate family currently deployed are prioritized next.
It was hard because he was gone for a year. I didn't really have 2 parents.
Camp Ranameaka is teaching the kids ways to deal with those feelings.
Connecting with other military children is really the only way to cope with it, in my opinion.
Kids who are going through things, they need people to support them.
Now, if you would like more information about the camp, visit the Montana Guard Kids Facebook page. At Camp Ranameaka, I'm Allie Kaiser, MTN News.
A community-wide baby shower is connecting Yellowstone County parents with the resources they need. And the best part, it's all for free.
I think we feel really isolated as new moms.
Inside Billings Public Library, Riverstone Health is welcoming new and expecting parents from Yellowstone County to a free baby shower, where they can connect with care providers and find support.
Having these different organizations here and making themselves known to new moms is hugely valuable.
Billings local Kelsey Harbison is attending the community baby shower. She's a mom to baby Iona, and she's expecting her second baby in February.
She's our first. She's going to be a big sister this year. Huh?
Oh, you're going to be a big sister?
Yeah.
From newborn health to early childhood resources, the shower introduced services from around Yellowstone County, some of which Harbison had never heard of before.
We got a ton of great resources, different information from other organizations throughout the community that we didn't even know were available to us.
The person behind the event, Ellie Lands, says resource referral is just one of the services Riverstone Health offers through their program, Welcome Baby.
We can do 4 home visits within the first year of baby's life.
If new parents sign up for the Welcome Baby program, home visits from local health workers will provide them with a range of free parenting education and support.
We can connect them with moms groups. We can provide mental health support, safe sleep education, a lot of different things. We also check developmental milestones for the infants.
The program is free to join, and the requirements? You just have to be a parent to a newborn under 6 weeks old or expecting.
We can enroll them and they'll get a call from one of our home visitors within 5 business days or even earlier.
14 families in the county use the program, but that number is growing. Lance hopes more people will learn about Welcome Baby so it can reach more parents.
That transition home from the hospital to home can be a tough one, and it can be really overwhelming. So we really try to reach out to moms early in that journey and just make sure that they have everything that they need.
In Billings, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.
Swan Lake may have the smallest population, but their traditions are not. Hundreds came out for their annual Huckleberry Festival.
Behind me, over 60 vendors are selling Huckleberry-inspired products, including pies, at the annual Swan Lake Huckleberry Festival.
I know a lot of people show up strictly to get a pie.
Swan Lake, a town with a little under 250 citizens, comes together to put on their biggest event of the year for a special local berry.
It's just a fun, small community event, one-day event, and that's the way it's been for all 44 years.
The festival has many working parts, including a pancake breakfast, live entertainment, raffles, a baking competition, and of course, creative vendors who help keep the huckleberry culture alive.
The vendors that have such creative minds and the things that they create to bring to our festival, we love it.
One of those vendors is Montana Sweet Cotton Candy, but this is not your typical cotton candy.
We make Huckleberry cotton candy just special for Swan Lake.
For one day out of the year, families can come soothe their sweet tooth while participating in community tradition.
It's calming, it's relaxing. People just stroll in, they're not in a hurry, it's not chaotic, it's just a really relaxing place to come.
The event is the only fundraiser for the Swan Lake Chamber of Commerce throughout the year, making the event extra important to keep a special piece of their community alive.
Fundraising to keep our clubhouse alive, first of all, with just being able to pay the bills that way.
If you missed it, don't worry. You could participate in the community tradition next year, where huckleberry pies, cotton candy, and more awaits you. In Swan Lake, Maddie Kiefer, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, touring what Montana has to offer on 3 wheels. More from the Beartooth Highway when we come back.
More stories from the heart of the Treasure State are on the way when Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. Many of us have driven the iconic Beartooth Highway. After all, it's kind of a rite of passage here in Montana. But now there's a new form of transportation available, one that will have you reaching triple digits on the speedometer.
You know, so many people have driven this iconic, scenic Beartooth Highway, but the big question is, how many have driven it in a slingshot?
So my melon doesn't entirely get burned? All right, let's do this.
So a slingshot is a three-wheel fun machine.
Yes, it is. 2 wheels up front, 1 behind. They're available to rent in an automatic, or if you really want to have fun, a 5-speed stick shift. We took the automatic for a sunny, scenic test drive up the highway, naturally drawing plenty of waves and glances.
Normally people don't do this, but they will definitely go well over 100 miles an hour.
Rich Barnett, owner of Beartooth Slingshots, would certainly know. We didn't test that speed, but even under the speed limit, it felt good to enjoy the breeze through my hair again. And if you're one of those who tends to get nauseous at altitude, here's a bonus on dealing with the switchbacks.
It's pretty steep up there and there's a lot of curves, and we've discovered that the passengers don't get car sick, probably because it's an open-air vehicle with low sides.
Low sides on this 2-seater and even a low windshield, which does wonders deflecting bugs. The stereo and small storage compartments are a nice touch, especially if you're hoping to surprise somebody, which has already happened this summer.
We had all of the slingshots up on the pass, and there was a proposal. She did say yes.
No word on whether a custom slingshot was included with that proposal. Barnett says half-day rentals are $275, a full 8-hour day $399, or you can go longer.
We do get people renting them for a week at a time to tour the national parks. Even we get people for 4, 5, 6 days to go to Sturgis.
Barnett says he recently drove one all the way up from Las Vegas. Imagine the sunscreen volume. But if you are looking for a creative, open-air drive up the Beartooth Highway, these slingshots may be the answer. In Red Lodge, I'm Scott Breen, out and about.
We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard, and we'll see you right back here next week.